This is A's Cast Live, your comprehensive look at the Oakland Athletics.
Rooker, it's a fly ball to deep center. Robert going back at the track. He will turn and watch it fly.
And 29 other MLB clubs.
Dolis Garcia sends one the other way. That sends Carroll back. He's at the wall. Legend grows. Ronald Acuna, another milestone in a truly historic season.
Julio with an absolute nuke out to left field.
It's Glaber Day. And like a good Glaber, Torres is there.
Join us as we take you inside the baseball universe. From humidors to Stuff Plus to walk-off dingers, we have you covered. Spend your afternoon with us, only on A's Cast Live. Here's Chris Townsend.
Good afternoon, A's fans. Welcome to A's Cast Live. We're back here on the field, back at the Coliseum, start of a homestand. We all had the day off yesterday. I'm fired up. Get your daubers up. What was the old Bruce Bochy? Get your dauber down. Gotta get your dauber up. Let's go. A's are going to figure it out. I know they've lost 9 in a row, but you know what? They're going to figure it out. And we got a great show for you today. We're going to have Eno Sarris, our national baseball columnist, is going to join us. Hot Take Tuesday, Johnny Doskow is going to join us. And Jake Eisenberg, who is play-by-play for the Kansas City Royals, is going to be by. Behind me, actually, Cody, if you could move the camera a little bit to the right, I want to show everybody what is going on right now. And what you're going to see is you're going to see fundamentals. Look at what the A's are doing right now. I'm going to get out of the way here and show you they are simply, is there batting practice going on right now? No. What we are watching here live from the field, as you see Tyler Nevin there at third base, he is back, is they are taking ground balls. They are taking infield. They are working on fundamentals. So essentially, you had a horrible road trip. It was rough in so many ways. Now, you could say that the A's have been very competitive. They're playing a lot of close games. That is a great sign. That's a show of a team that is taking on the personality of its manager where, hey, listen, no matter what the score is, no matter what the record is, we are not going to quit. These guys haven't quit. And so you have this brutal doubleheader in Minnesota. And what ends up happening, you get on a long flight all the way back. You get here late. You got the day off on Monday. Clearly what you are seeing right now on the field, Bobby Crosby in the outfield. I don't know if you can see that, Commander, but Bobby Crosby is hitting fly balls to all the outfielders. Normally at this time, this is not happening. Normally at this time, we're into batting practice. You have your time before the Royals are going to be allotted their time. And that you're going to be out, you're going to be taking batting practice. And during that time when batting practice is happening, guys are taking ground balls, guys are shagging. We have no batting practice going on right now. We have Bobby Crosby out here to my left, hitting fly balls to the center fielders as Bobby Crosby is in control. And then now turn it back to the infield, Commander. What you see right now is you see the infield working on everything. They're working on double plays. Right now, Tyler Soderstrom at first base taking ground balls. So they're basically doing infield. So where you're going to have a coach hitting fungos, you're going to go third base is going to get the first shot at it. They're going to get ground balls. They throw to first. Then shortstop throws to first. Second throws to first. Then the second part of it is going to be ground balls to third base. They throw to second base. Then ground balls to shortstop. They throw to second base. Then second base, what we're seeing exactly right now, ground balls to second base that they're going to toss to the shortstop. We are just working purely on fundamentals right now. And I can't tell you how much I love this. This was the thing I always noticed about the Tampa Bay Rays when they came to town. The Tampa Bay Rays were second to none about working on fundamentals every single day. No matter what happens, we're going to work on the fundamentals. JP Sears walking by the cameras. JP Sears walking by, giving us a little hello. But this is the thing that you want to get out of a losing streak. You want to get back on track. Yeah, we already know there's certain things the A's do well and that they don't do well. They don't score a lot of runs unless they hit home runs. We understand that. Pitching has been pretty good lately. It's been a little off. But the one thing that we do know is that the A's have got to get better with their fundamentals if they're going to get out of this. And that's what has to happen. I mean, you got to see Johnny. Is Johnny really walking around here like he's a rock star with his sunglasses?
Oh, he's doing the game again tonight.
You're doing the game again tonight?
No one can hear you, Johnny, but that's okay.
Wow.
Sunscreen, I don't think I have it with me today.
All righty.
I'm sorry, I don't have it. My wife needed it for San Diego.
Let's get the mood here. Let's do the camera back. I just want to show everybody, because to me that is really good news of the direction that the A's are going in, to where it's like, listen, we're going to get back to fundamentals. Just after a day off, everybody take the day off, get away from baseball, back to fundamentals, get everybody back on track. I want to show what was going on here. That's one of the big benefits of us being here on the field. We can give you an idea of what's happening with the team. And the number one thing, you hear this in every single sport. It doesn't matter, basketball, football, hockey. When things aren't going well, what do? You hear it in golf all the time. Get back to the basics. Get back to doing all the basics right. And I'm glad that we saw that. Because, yeah, it has been rough. When you lose 9 in a row, you can't sugarcoat it. Father's Day, Sunday, I want to forget it. It's the worst Father's Day I've ever had. When you're talking about 2 games in Minnesota, and you have the rain out on Saturday, and then you go from, and this is why we're blessed to live where we live, but you go from the rain out on Saturday to the heat advisory on Sunday, doubleheader in Minnesota. It's not easy. And you can't make any excuses, because at this point, the only way you got to play your way out of it. And we have some moves made, some moves that are going to shock some people. J.D. Davis has been designated for assignment. And Seth Brown, who we kept telling you, like, at some point, something's going to have to give. You can't keep failing at this level, no matter how much people love you, no matter how much you're a good guy. At some point, moves will be made. And how we doing?
I'm trying to fix something, but it's hard to do it while we're on the air. So that's why I'm signaling our crack staff.
All right, coming up next. What time is it? Coming up next, we're going to have hot takes for you, and we'll continue to tell you everything that's going on live from the field right here. You are watching and listening to A's Cast Live.
We're almost halfway through baseball season, and there's no better time to build your collection of Topps trading cards. Topps packs feature everything from top stars, rookies, game-used memorabilia, and autographs from players around the league, as well as special inserts and surprises. Visit your local hobby shop, retailers, and Topps.com to collect the newest product of the season, Topps Baseball Series 2. Follow @Topps on social media to join the conversation and start sharing your collection today.
Where does one community end and the next begin? Across the railroad tracks? On the other side of the river? Is it between the east side and the west side? At Comerica Bank, we believe it's all one community, and we're all part of it. That's why Comerica has invested over $20 million for affordable housing, financial education, and workforce development in lower-income communities. Because when we raise expectations for everyone, we all rise. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Hey, Oakland A's fans, step up to the plate with Xfinity Internet. Get the fastest speeds and low-lag streaming for an incredible viewing experience that knocks it out of the park. And you'll have a consistent connection with reduced buffering and freezing, so you can stay in all the action inning after inning. When it's game time, make sure to catch it all with internet that's powerful and reliable. Stream sports from the best seat in the house with Xfinity, because it's only live once. Actual speeds vary and not guaranteed. Many factors affect speed. For factors affecting speed, visit Xfinity.com/network management.
Whether it's a midweek trip to the ballpark to catch a game or a weekend of baseball for the family, grab your tickets for an A's game this season. Secure your seats today for all the biggest matchups, fireworks, drone shows, giveaways, and more. Don't miss out on all the things happening this season.
Rose and Seth. It's a drive into center. It's deep, and Straw is back at the track. He will turn and watch it fly.
So grab yours now at athletics.com/tickets. That's athletics.com/tickets.
Hi, fans. This season, Kingsford Capital Management is the official hedge fund sponsor of the Oakland A's. At Kingsford, down to business is their way of seeing the world. Investing has its pitfalls, treacherous chasms of half-truth and despair. Kingsford's mission is to create opportunity through application of proven innovation and entrepreneurial focus with trust, tenacity, loyalty, and growth, establishing a strong reputation as a proven intended and validated bedrock of American finance. Kingsford Capital, down to business.
This is the place where you can dance like nobody's watching, win like nobody's business, and get away like you mean it. So what are you waiting for? Come join the party. Take that evening out and make it a night you'll never forget. This kind of action can't be beat.
This is Chris Townsend. I'm proud to announce our year 2 partnership with Link Soul. They've changed my wardrobe, and they can do the same for you. And right now, their spring collection is fabulous. Natural fabrics and versatile styles, perfect for this time of the year. And they want to introduce their performance line for golf, premium for on-course apparel design, and to keep you cool and dry. Check it all out, linksoul.com. That's linksoul.com. Remember, look good, play good.
With more sunshine returning, it's time to get outside and make the most of what Cinnabar Hills Golf Club has to offer. Like 27 championship caliber holes tucked in the beautiful hills of San Jose. And take advantage of their amazing Bay Area views for your next special event. It's all for you at Cinnabar Hills Golf Club, an award-winning venue designed to peacefully take you away from the bustle of Silicon Valley. Go to cinnabarhills.com. That's cinnabarhills.com.
Being a Chevron car these days has been quite the adventure. Miami to Seattle, ocean to ocean. I've stopped at so many states and collected so many bumper stickers. Sometimes I feel like a moving passport book. It's just so great what I can do with Chevron with Techron, because it gives me unbeatable mileage and keeps my engine clean. Plus, there are so many Chevrons along the way. Now the only thing I'm worried about is where to go next and where to put all my new bumper stickers. Chevron with Techron, fueled by possibility.
If you're looking for a new mattress, Nest Bedding has you covered. Sleep on the same mattress Hall of Famer Ricky Henderson sleeps on. Nest Bedding is the #1 brand of online mattresses and the Bay Area's favorite mattress store. Take home the Easy Breather pillow. The New York Times calls it their #1 pick. You can navigate their easy-to-use website, nestbedding.com. That's nestbedding.com. Green and Gold fans, use the coupon code Oakland and you get 10% off your entire order. Nest Bedding, love where you sleep.
If you're looking for a great place to eat and watch games, go see our friends at the Chicken Pie Shop of Walnut Creek. The Chicken Pie Shop is one of the hottest restaurants in Walnut Creek. You're not going to find a better menu, and come try their world-famous chicken pie that has been served in Southern California for 86 years. Spacious indoor and outdoor dining, perfect for your next private party or corporate event. Don't forget free parking. For more information, go to chickenpieshopwc.com. That's chickenpieshopwc.com.
And the underdogs, Oakland Athletics, win their first championship since they were in Philadelphia in 1930.
Hi, I'm Raleigh Fingers, Hall of Famer, 3-time World Series champion with the Oakland A's and World Series MVP. Winning takes teamwork, skill, and heart. So when you need an ace for a personal injury lawyer that will win you the game, go with the winning team. Call Venardi Zerata at 833-VZ for me or go to vzlawfirm.com. Venardi Serrata, the official injury law firm of the Oakland A's.
A's Cast Live continues from Ricky Henderson Field. Here's Chris Townsend.
All right. So if you thought seeing the players is cool, how about all the A's Kids Club members coming through? We got the whole crew coming in. I always love it when they go, yeah, we listen to you on the radio.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
You know, the thing is, I got people now come up to me and go, I've been listening to you since I was a kid, and they're like in their 30s.
I know. We're not getting any younger, buddy.
All right, so you're in today.
Yeah, I'm in today. Yeah, today and tomorrow. Yep.
How was the flight back?
I played a lot of backgammon with Dallas. It was pretty quiet. was pretty quiet.
It was a brutal
man.
day.
I mean,
you can't sugarcoat
You
it.
look at last year, right, and getting blown out of a lot of games, and it almost hurts more. I mean, it's good you're in games, but the heartbreaks are they're hard, man. It just,
I don't need yes, but at some point a loss is a loss.
It
right?
is, no question.
You can sell the narrative of you're losing close games.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. But after a while, losses are losses.
No
right?
doubt.
So then it starts. Every positive you throw out there starts to get spun as a negative, right? Because then all of a sudden it's like, well, now you're just finding ways to lose.
And it's not even Towny. It's not even really spinning a narrative. It's more like, what would you rather have? You'd rather be in games and lose close ones than blown out. At the same time, sign of a good team, you got to win close games, right? So we talk about that, right? You have to win close games. You got to win those games, right?
I hear you. Just to the fans, at some point, why do they care if you lost by 1 run or a lot? It's a loss.
They want to win,
right?
Yeah.
I mean, we are in, and I'm always I'm respectful of that. We are in a win-loss business. We're not in the, well, did you get blown out or did you lose close? Right? There's a lot of spin in our game because it's played every day, and it's tough to answer the questions. Like I was listening to Derek Shelton today, driving home from Napa.
Yeah.
Napa, beautiful. Unfortunately, fires going on in Sonoma County, just horrific. But listening to him sell we got all the injuries. And it's like, you know what, dude, everybody's got injuries.
Yeah.
Don't want to hear it. It's like you either win or you lose. So I'm to all the fans out there, I understand. For us, we can say, and I said it earlier, we're watching, hey, we're working, they're working hard. That shows the manager. It shows he hasn't lost the team's still working hard. But I get it to the fans. It's like, bro, you lose by 1, you lose by 10, you lost.
Right. You got to win the game.
And you lost a double header.
Yeah.
You lost 9 in a row.
Yep.
I mean, you're finding ways to lose. Your strength was 1-run games. Your strength was bullpen. It's no longer. And that's tough.
Yeah, you got to find a way to win those 1-run games, and you got to think it's going to turn. You hope it's going to turn, but you're right. There's no lose 9 in a row. You lose 9 in a row. There's no way to spin that.
Yes.
Right? It is right.
Walk-off home runs. Well, it's actually kind of worse, right? It's like the trait. It's like the trait of you're not coming. The moment's too big, right? Like all of a sudden, when you have one walk-off, you're like, oh, okay. But another one, and then another one, and then those are the key high leverage moments at the end of games. When you continually not stepping up in the high leverage moments, it's tough.
Yeah,
it's tough.
It is.
And then we got up, and I like what we saw today because the one thing you can do, and we all know in sports, is the one thing you can do is get back to basics.
Yep.
And they got back to a lot of things that they did today. Was getting back to fundamentals and doing fundamental work. Because I feel for that. I mean, I'd say back here on Father's Day doing those 2 games was hard. It was a long day.
Well, look, I know you want the young players. You want the young players.
LB's back,
That's
baby.
what I'm saying. I know that makes
LB's back.
Listen,
good to see him.
I know that makes you very happy. Makes me very happy that Lawrence Butler is back in the big leagues with the A's. And you know what? Just let's see what happens from here because I want to see what he can do this round.
Yeah, well, we told people earlier Seth Brown has been sent down, which is hard to believe that a guy that's 31 years old to be 32 is getting sent down to the minors. But the reality is he played his way to that. DFA'd. J.D. Davis, and back is Tyler Nevin and Lawrence Butler. And it's like one of the things when the people call after the game, I got to have answers.
Yeah.
And my big thing after some of these games was at this point where the A's are now, it is fair for everybody to question who's getting the at-bats, who's getting the innings. Why? It's a fair question. Why are you getting – because these things are precious – from this point on, they're always precious, but it's precious this point on. It's for learning and getting better now and getting better for the future. So you can truly question when we say, why is this guy playing? Why is this guy pitching? I think it's fair at this point, and that's why it's great to see Lawrence Butler because I can answer why Lawrence Butler should be getting at bats.
Yeah. And you've always been in the mindset that let the kids play.
Yes,
right? Let the kids play.
Yeah.
Team's 26-48. Let the kids play.
You gave the old guys the shot.
Yeah, let the kids play.
Right? You gave J.D. Davis the shot. You gave, and And Seth Brown, great guy. He's been a big leader in this franchise. He's like the last guy that was here from the last time the A's were in the playoffs. I understand all of that, but at some point it's been really tough to watch just the lack of power. And I think probably more importantly, you probably saw a lot of this on the road. I mean, if I can tell from TV, you can tell from the press box. His athleticism just isn't the same. He doesn't run as well. He doesn't throw as well. It's amazing how in the last couple of years, how his defense has fallen off.
Yeah, not the same player he was in the outfield for sure. And you hope Seth Brown, if he does, he's 31, going to be 32 as you said. So maybe there's
like 32. Is it
right.
Commander? Is it next month? He's 32.
Yeah, I think it's July 13th. He turns 32.
Yeah, you're turning 32 in July.
Yeah, and you know what? Who knows? Maybe at some point in 2025, he gets another opportunity with another club, and wish him all the best or whatever. And who knows? He may be with the A's next year. I'm saying, but for now, it's nice to see the Lawrence Butlers, get a chance here and Nevin back up here. So.
And I told Tyler Nevin came over to us and joked like, "Hey, man, last time I was on here, I went south and got sent down." And you know what I said to Tyler Nevin? I mean, I don't know him real well, but he came over to us.
Yeah.
I said, "Hey, man, you just need to let it rip.
Let it rip.
You need to let it rip." I mean, if you're Daz Cameron, if you're Tyler Nevin, if you're one of these guys where you are in that 26, 27 range, 28 range, I'd say the same thing to Ryan Noda if he came back.
Yeah.
This is your time, because after this, you're going to be that much older. You got to let her rip.
No doubt. Well, far be it for me to compare what goes on in the field to my daughter doing national anthems. I always tell my daughter, when you're doing anthems, first of all, they're not there to see you. Get in, get out, do the anthem relatively quickly. Don't make it about you.
I'd be there to see her.
For sure. But I'm saying the second thing is let it eat. Let it eat. Be loud, be open, right? Like let it eat. Don't be timid. She has good guitar and she sings.
Oh, does she
let
really?
it eat. Yeah,
she goes Taylor Swift.
She does. She's gonna do one in August. She's gonna do one in August here.
Okay,
yeah.
First time she did it was when?
She was 9 at the old Rayleigh Field in Sacramento. She's done like 7 of them.
9?
Yeah, she was 9. Yep.
How nervous were you?
I was nervous, but at 9, I think you have no fear. You're more nervous at 13, 14, 15, right? Because you start thinking, oh, everybody's watching me. But at 9, no fear.
You were for you.
Oh, I was nervous. I was very nervous. First time.
Did you feel like you're gonna throw up?
Yes. I was a mess. And I was bawling my eyes out too. Yeah.
Oh, I can't imagine how nervous you'd be, like your kid's doing the national anthem. Hey, it's Johnny Doskow's kid. Oh my God.
It was like, look it up. You better not screw it up.
Oh God. Hey, Commander, we ready to run? I'm just having fun talking to Johnny. It's like you guys have been gone forever.
I know, man. It's good to see you, bro.
It's good to see you.
We're ready. New takes added to the open.
Hot takes.
Every once in a while, you hear a really good sports hot take.
Mark this and remember what I told you. The Yankees will not win the World Series.
We're going to see the Tyler Soderstrom we've been waiting for. Soderstrom is about to go on a tear.
Then you hear some really bad hot takes.
I'm calling it now. There will be a collapse in Milwaukee, and the Chicago Cubs will catch them.
Edwin Diaz will not record another save this season for the New York Mets.
Leading the team in saves this year will be one Chad Smith.
Well, on A's Cast Live, all
brutal.
takes are hot takes. It's time for Hot Takes Tuesday with Chris Townsend, only on A's Cast Live.
Dude, I need to let myself finish. I mean, I'm stepping on myself. That's bad on me. I know you were probably out to dinner when I sent it, but I had to alert you the minute Edwin Diaz had his first save.
That was the best.
Hot take is over. Are you the first one disqualified from a hot take this year, Commander?
No, his Ryan Noda take.
That's right. Yeah, my Ryan Noda take. Yeah.
He said Noda be hitting 240. I don't know. You said Jacob Wilson will be our starting shortstop by June 15th.
What's the date today?
June 18th.
That didn't work.
No.
You know what? I'm angry right now. I might double down on an old take. You know what? I'm changing mine. Omaha. I'm getting up to the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
I got 2 plays. Omaha.
Yep.
Omaha. I'm going to switch. But you know what? Those were fun little A's takes. That was I will say this year, the Commander has had some of the boldest,
he has
outlandish,
wait till you're today.
Great hot takes.
Yeah.
I mean, when he said Edwin Diaz won't get another save, I was like, wow. And is Brent Rooker in the not only to be in the home run derby, to win the home run derby.
I love that. That is a gutsy
That's a
one.
bold ass take.
Love it.
I love it. What do you got today?
All right, so I got today, the Mets are playing really well. Grimace. Move over, Mr. Met. You got Grimace now after throwing out the first pitch.
They're, 3 games back?
The New York Mets will be buyers at the deadline and hold on to Pete Alonso.
Wow, that is a hot take. Okay.
I'm going to get the wild card. The wild card right now, the Mets are only one game
back.
Yeah.
1 game back.
They're only one
from the last
game.
wild card spot,
Wow.
which is
They're
being
only
held by the
one
Giants.
game. All right, I like it.
Ray said that the Mets are going to ride the Grimace hot streak all the way to the 3rd wild card. So Mets will make the playoffs.
Right now, we don't have any games finished yet, right? Because
not that I know.
Yesterday was not a full slate. But right now, Atlanta is your leader in the wild card. St. Louis has the 2nd wild card. Tied for the 3rd is the Giants and the Washington Nationals. Wow. And then a half game back is the Padres and the Snakes and the Pirates. Then the Mets are 1 game back, Reds game and a half, Cubs 2 back. Literally everybody in the National League but Colorado and Miami. Interesting.
Yeah.
Listening to Sirius XM, our buddies on Loud Outs, 2 friends of the program. We love CJ Dukowski. We also love Spilly, Ryan Spilboards. He asked the question. I thought it was a great question. Is Paul Skeens must-watch television? Or is he must-watch?
I think he is right now. I think he is. Absolutely.
Funny, no one told anybody in Pittsburgh. I think he only had 20,000 at the game yesterday.
No one goes to those games. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Even when they won, no one went.
You got to get your – I love it. You got to get your – you're so good. You're so good.
Somebody – do the Pirates fans know that Paul Skeens is there? Does he know that?
It's almost football season.
What do you have to say for yourself?
Russell Wilson, Justin Fields.
Trying to change the subject, bro.
Win Steelers training camp. That's all they care about.
Exactly.
Here we go.
All right, what's your take, Johnny?
Steelers. Here
My
we
hot
go.
take is it's an immediate hot take. It's not. It's immediate. It's
well, you
immediate.
got Soder. You nailed Soderstrom last
today?
night.
Is it today?
It's today. But my hot take today is Butler comes back. His first game back, he has a multi-hit game, including a home run. It's going to happen. Quote me.
Don't need to make that one of those SpongeBob ones that I made for you. 2 hours later, and then it's a Butler hitting a home run.
Multi-hit game, including a home run, his first game back. Watch.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Immediate hot take. Immediate.
So today,
Today.
I watched the thing on John Wooden because, I'm big on the psychology of sports. Yeah. Now kind of like the mental health. There's a lot of things I'm looking into. And John Wooden, I'll send it to you. It's an amazing speech, and he uses different philosophers. Everything is about today.
Mm-hmm.
The things that happen tomorrow don't matter. I mean, the things that happened yesterday don't matter.
Right. Yep. It's about right now, the
You're
present
not
moment.
changing. You can't change anything from yesterday.
Nope.
I was in Napa yesterday winning a golf tournament,
I know.
which we have just found out.
That's pretty exciting.
I won a golf tournament yesterday up in Napa.
How'd that feel, by the way?
I didn't believe it because I'm driving back from Napa.
You didn't know you won it after it was
No, because essentially we had our wives there. We're up at Silverado, great resort, Silverado, which I was thinking could be a great sponsor for Sacramento next year. Right?
Yeah, I like it.
But we're up at Silverado. We got done. We got dinner reservations. By the way, where we were at dinner last night, I walked in. First person I saw walking into dinner in Napa last night, Salvador Perez. It was the whole Royals were there last night in Napa.
Wow.
And you can't miss Salvador Perez.
Nope.
You want to talk about a guy who's got a big melon and he's a big man.
Yeah.
So I saw all the Royals there. I was like, oh, wow.
So you're coming back.
You can't change yesterday.
No, you can't.
It's all about today.
It is.
So that's your hot
That's
take.
the present
today.
moment. Today.
Today. Wow. So today's a multi-hit game with a dinger.
With a dinger.
Hot take Tuesday.
Boom.
Well, you know what? I'm scratching what I was going to do. I'm going Peyton Manning. I'm at the line of scrimmage.
Yep, Omaha.
I saw the defense. Omaha. And I'm now angry. I'm going to double down on last year. And I'm looking right at you, Commander. I've watched you swing from the you-know-what of the Milwaukee Brewers for years. and they never win anything.
Craig Counsell's gone. They're going to win now.
What have they won?
Counsell's gone.
Pat Murphy couldn't win at Arizona State. He's not going to win in Milwaukee.
Go said he couldn't win San Diego either.
Yeah.
As an interim manager.
So get ready in that overrated Brew Crew, Bernie Brewer garbage. Oliver Marmol. Ollie Marmol will lead the tradition. That is of the Redbirds, the St. Louis Cardinals, one of the greatest American sports professional organizations in the United States of America.
So you think
all the greatness that is the Redbirds.
So
I'm calling on Bob Gibson. I'm calling on the greats like Ozzie Smith.
Big Mac, Mark
Dizzy
McGuire.
Dean, Stan Musial.
Bring them all up.
Okay.
Who you know who growing up his favorite player was Stan Musial?
Who's that?
That's the great Ray Fosse.
Vince Coleman.
Oh, you went Vince. Tommy Herr.
Lou Brock, happy birthday.
Ken Obergfell. Ken Obergfell.
Uh-huh.
Keith Hernandez. Sure.
Keith Hernandez. Good
Who
pull.
should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, should be.
Cardinals winning the NL Central. Huh?
How about, even though I wasn't left-handed, John Tudor.
Oh, John Tudor.
Bruce Suter.
Yeah, good.
I mean, we can go Cardinals all day long.
Joaquin Andujar. Yeah.
Jose Akendo, the secret weapon.
Oh, played every position.
Love
yeah. Rile them all. Willie McGee.
Yes.
He was just here recently. Just here recently.
Daryl Porter.
The St. Louis Cardinals are going to win the NL Central. Book it.
That's a hot take.
David Freese. David Freese is coming back.
That is a hot take.
You know they're over 500 now.
Oh, yeah.
They're in the second spot for the wild card.
Yeah. The Redbirds.
Uh-huh. I'm doubling down 2 years in a row. I'm going against you, Milwaukee. I'll go against you, Green Bay. You guys haven't won a big game in years. Well, they won an NBA championship a few years back. I don't care.
And the Packers destroyed the Cowboys in the playoffs last year.
Up yours, Dallas. Up yours. The great Pete Franklin. All right, that's my hot take. I got the Cardinals winning the NL Central.
Okay.
Just because I'm doubling down. You know, I've said for all these years the Yankees aren't going to win it. When's the last time the Yankees won it?
Last time they won the whole thing, 2009, right?
When's the last time they've been to the World Series?
2009. Right?
2009.
Yeah, 2009.
All these people predict them every year.
Yeah.
I pick against them.
Every time.
I pick against
hate
them. I can't stand them. I got some, by the way, Orioles, Yankees, very interesting series starting tonight.
Yes.
Very interesting.
Our own Vince Cotroneo has a hot take on that.
Does he?
Yep. He says Orioles win 2 out of 3 in that series. He thinks the Orioles win 2 out of 3 in that series.
And he's a Yankee fan.
Is he?
Yeah,
he's from New York. But
he grew up a Yankee fan.
Did he really?
Yeah. Don't hold it against him.
I won't hold it against him. No.
You grew up a Dodger fan.
I did. Keep that on the low.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Keep that between us, guys, please. Yeah.
By the way, I played golf yesterday. The guy that I played golf with.
Yeah.
It was actually pretty funny. He had the mallet putter, so it's a it's a cover for the putter.
Yeah.
It was a Dodger dog LA Dodgers putter cover. So it was white and had a bunch of the interlocked LA.
Yeah.
And in the middle of it, of the putter cover, was a Dodger dog, and the dog had eyes. The hot dog had eyes.
Cool.
It was hilarious.
That's awesome.
I went, you know what? I told him, I said, I grew up hating the Dodgers.
Yeah.
And Fernando Mania and all that.
I love the 81.
I'm like, that's pretty funny, though.
Before I go.
You're going to let me go.
No.
I still got it. And I'm not playing a lot. My irons were on fire. I hit some crispy
Congratulations,
irons.
man.
Long irons. I mean, 4
Good.
irons,
Right
5, 6. I mean, I had it going yesterday.
Cool.
I can play a little bit.
Yeah.
I know I'm old. No one thinks I was ever an athlete, but I can play a little bit.
You're an athlete.
Korak knows.
Oh, yeah.
Korak's
talking about your
Korak's
game.
been around.
Yeah.
He knows.
I like it.
Yeah, so I won a tournament, and Audi is going to fly us to Frisco, Texas for the next
awesome,
round.
Man. That is awesome.
I cannot wait.
I'm excited for you.
But then the
bro.
question is, will I buckle when I
With
have
the
to go on the
pressure.
road?
With the pressure. How does he do on the road?
I mean, Napa's kind of a home game.
Yeah.
I played Silverado for years.
How will he do in Texas? How will he do in Texas?
When it's windy and it's dry and it's hot.
I might have a hot take on that. So next time for how you're going to do in Texas.
Am I going to because now I'm going to be playing against non-Bay Area people.
Exactly.
What kind does my game travel?
That's the question. Does it travel?
Have a good call, my
Thanks,
friend.
Brother. Thanks.
We got more coming up next. Hot takes. Who doesn't love hot takes? Right here on A's Cast Live. This is Chris Townsend. I'm proud to announce our year 2 partnership with Link Soul. They've changed my wardrobe, and they can do the same for you. And right now, their spring collection is fabulous. Natural fabrics and versatile styles, perfect for this time of the year. And they want to introduce their performance line for golf, premium for on-course apparel design, and to keep you cool and dry. Check it all out, linksoul.com. That's linksoul.com. Remember, look good, play good.
Where does one community end and the next begin? Across the railroad tracks? On the other side of the river? Is it between the east side and the west side? At Comerica Bank, we believe it's all one community, and we're all part of it. That's why Comerica has invested over $20 million for affordable housing, financial education, and workforce development in lower-income communities. Because when we raise expectations for everyone, we all rise. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Being a Chevron car these days has been quite the adventure. Miami to Seattle, ocean to ocean. I've stopped at so many states and collected so many bumper stickers. Sometimes I feel like a moving passport book. It's just so great what I can do with Chevron with Techron, because it gives me unbeatable mileage and keeps my engine clean. Plus, there are so many Chevrons along the way. Now the only thing I'm worried about is where to go next and where to put all my new bumper stickers. Chevron with Techron, fueled by possibility.
We're almost halfway through baseball season, and there's no better time to build your collection of Topps trading cards. Topps packs feature everything from top stars, rookies, game-used memorabilia, and autographs from players around the league, as well as special inserts and surprises. Visit your local hobby shop, retailers, and Topps.com to collect the newest product of the season, Topps Baseball Series 2. Follow @Topps on social media to join the conversation and start sharing your collection today.
If you haven't been to the Chicken Pie Shop in Walnut Creek, what are you waiting for? You're going to love the new menu, and it's a great place to watch all the games. Come taste their world-famous chicken pie that has been served in Southern California for 86 years. They have a new spring menu with special dishes and a full bar with new delicious spring cocktails. Spacious indoor and outdoor dining, perfect for your next corporate party or birthday celebration. Don't forget free parking. For more information, go to chickenpieshopwc.com. That's chickenpieshopwc.com.
Nestled in the hills of San Jose, minutes from Silicon Valley, Cinnabar Hills Golf Club offers 27 holes of championship golf, a first-class pro shop, practice facility, and great food in the grill. This time of year also means family and business get-togethers. Let the folks at Cinnabar Hills make your event unforgettable while enjoying their award-winning venue. It's all there for you. Championship golf, a great space for any events, and incredible food. See it all at CinnabarHills.com. That's CinnabarHills.com.
Hi, fans. This season, Kingsford Capital Management is the official hedge fund sponsor of the Oakland A's. At Kingsford, down to business is their way of seeing the world. Investing has its pitfalls, treacherous chasms of half-truth and despair. Kingsford's mission is to create opportunity through application of proven innovation and entrepreneurial focus with trust, tenacity, loyalty, and growth, establishing a strong reputation as a proven intendant and validated bedrock of American finance. Kingsford Capital, down to business.
Whether it's a midweek trip to the ballpark to catch a game or a weekend of baseball for the family, grab your tickets for an A's game this season. Secure your seats today for all the biggest matchups, fireworks, drone shows, giveaways, and more. Don't miss out on all the things happening this season.
Rose and Seth. It's a drive into center. It's deep, and Straw is back at the track. He will turn and watch it fly.
So grab yours now at athletics.com/tickets. That's athletics.com/tickets.
This is the place where you can dance like nobody's watching, win like nobody's business, and get away like you mean it. So what are you waiting for? Come join the party. Take that evening out and make it a night you'll never forget. This kind of action can't be beat.
If you're looking for a new mattress, Nest Bedding has you covered. Sleep on the same mattress Hall of Famer Ricky Henderson sleeps on. Nest Bedding is the #1 brand of online mattresses and the Bay Area's favorite mattress store. Take home the Easy Breather pillow. The New York Times calls it their #1 pick. You can navigate their easy-to-use website, nestbedding.com. That's nestbedding.com. Green and Gold fans, use the coupon code Oakland and you get 10% off your entire order. Nest Bedding, love where you sleep.
Looking to stay up to date on all things A's? Head over to athletics.com/A'sCast. That's athletics.com/A'sCast to listen to A's baseball in full 24/7 coverage of the A's, only on A's Cast. With a single click, you can stream great shows, live pre- and post-game coverage, and of course, all the great action of the A's this season. Head to athletics.com/A'sCast today.
Ever wondered what a 30-foot tall pistachio looks like? A giant redwood or Big Sur? Chevron with Techron will be there to help you see them and tons of other places you have to see to believe. Because with unbeatable mileage and a clean engine, cars feel great. So next time you want to fill up on a little adventure, an awkward family photo, or a new commute to work, make sure to fill up at Chevron's along the way. Your car and your memories will thank you. Chevron with Techron, fueled by pop.
Streaming from Ricky Henderson Field, A's Cast Live continues with Chris Townsend.
You know, one of the coolest things is seeing all the kids out here today. Landon Powell's here, by the way.
I didn't recognize that until I heard Dallas say it.
Of course, you guys remember Landon Powell. He caught Dallas Braden's perfect game. He is here. Pretty cool. Fun times here. So what do we got coming up?
We're supposed to have Scott Alexander, A's left-handed reliever, once batting practice ends. And then I already talked to Jake Eisenberg from the Royals. He'll be over here and after he's done with the manager at 5. And then we'll have Eno Sarris, who we were just chopping it up with at 5:15.
Okay. Do you know this is the battle of average with runners in scoring position series? Anybody ready for that? Because the Royals are the very best in Major League Baseball. They have not played great ball as of late. The Royals have dropped 13 of their last 20. But they're still having a terrific season, 41-32. But right now the Royals, they are hitting .299 with runners in scoring position. What do you think your A's are hitting?
Slide that way a little bit. I'm going to say 205. Is that close?
I got to check. 205 to be exact.
Oh, wow. All right.
94-point difference.
I saw the note that, Bobby Wood Jr. and Salvador Perez are one of the best guys in the league. What runners in scoring position? What are they?
That would be Salvador Perez is 371. Bobby Witt Jr. is 370. Among the 191 players with over 50 plate appearances with runners in scoring position in 2004. Only 8 players across the majors have a better average than those two.
Yeah, they've been good. I mean, they're carrying the Royals offense. I know MJ Melendez had a nice weekend series. They just got done playing the Dodgers, right? They just played the Dodgers. So they're playing well. And then you got the pitching staff with Lugo and Reagan. So hopefully, we can get to Reagan's tomorrow. He's on the mound. It's Alec Marsh today. We got some new cool thing I'll have to show you later. I now have access to the Arsenals from StatCast, thanks to our boss, Dallaire.
By the way, I don't know if our boss, Dallaire, wants me bringing this up because I don't think they've unveiled it yet. But we have some new stuff on television on NBC Sports California. I saw them trying out. Scott Alexander is going to join us right now. I saw some stuff that we are going to be showing on TV that they're going to have graphics from StatCast that are going to be pretty slick. So they're going to have a lot about, what you're doing defensively, offensively. So promoting the game the best we can and StatCast and using StatCast. How are you? Good to see you.
Good to see you as well. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. So how was the day off?
Day off was good. Did a little golfing with my brother up in Napa. So it was a nice little
I was
day
up
off.
in Napa playing golf. Where'd you play?
Chardonnay.
I played Silverado.
Okay, yeah.
And what's funny is we went out to dinner last night and saw the Royals up there. So it's like everybody was in Napa.
That was the place to be.
So talk to us from a standpoint, tough road trip. We all know about the losing streak. The doubleheader on Sunday is brutal, right? You go from being rained out on Saturday to a heat advisory and you got to fly all the way back. Just how big is that kind of I got to get away from it type day off for a team like the Athletics right now?
I mean, it was a long day, no doubt about it. But I mean, that's that's part of it. We had the off day on Saturday. They kind of told us early, so that wasn't too bad. But it's a long day at the park, and especially when you're not getting W's, it kind of adds on. But I thought we played well during that road trip. Obviously came up short a few times.
Yeah.
But, we're in every single game, and we're fighting to the end. And, it's a long season, and there's ups and downs throughout the whole season. So you just kind of got to ride the waves and just keep showing up and keep putting the work in and hope that it, results in some wins.
That right there, tell the fans why that is so important, because you've probably been on teams where all of a sudden, whether you're winning close games, whether you're losing close games or being blown out, people start to fracture, right? The clubhouse starts to fracture. Tell us why it's so big that, yes, there are losses, but there's close games and you still see the fight.
Yeah, the difference between some of these games is a bounce of the ball one way or another, or, an error or missed call. And a lot of times they're a lot closer than they may seem. But from a player's perspective, you just kind of have to keep trusting in the process and just trusting what you're doing is going to give you the best results that you can get. And so sometimes it doesn't always work out, but you got to remember that the guys on the other side are doing the same thing too, so there's a lot of talent being played on both sides. And a lot of the times it just comes down to a couple small things in the game, so I think that as a player, you just kind of trust the work that you're putting in. And like I said, you just got to keep showing up and fighting, because there's nothing that's going to change it besides, going out there and playing well and getting W's.
How great was it for you when you finally got back?
From the road trip?
No, coming back when you came back from the IL. How great was that?
Oh, yeah. It's obviously more fun to be playing. You feel kind of useless and helpless on the sidelines, but this is what I love to do. So, being out there and competing and hanging out with the guys, that's what makes this all fun.
Yeah, people don't realize that whenever you talk to somebody, when you're away from the team and obviously you can't be a part of it, it is a lonely existence. That connection part's not there.
Yeah, you look at the team as like a machine, and if you're not, you're a part of it, it's going to keep going on without you. So it's you're watching, you're cheering everybody on, trying to do your best you can to be a good teammate. But the reality is that it's your job at that time to be doing whatever you can to get back as quick as you can and as strong as you can. So that's your main focus. But they have a great staff here, training staff, and they do a good job of getting us back on the field as soon as we can.
How in your career have you seen the usage of the bullpen, the amount of innings that the bullpen has to cover, but the usage? Just tell us how much you've seen in your time in baseball.
Yeah, I think, early on it was a little bit different. I feel like obviously starters were just going a little bit longer. And when I came up in the American League, it wasn't as, there were still matchups, but you were facing righties, from my perspective, facing righties, going multiple innings kind of thing. And then I noticed when I came to the NL with Los Angeles, that's when I really noticed how big the matchups and the analytics were going into those decisions. And baseball is always progressing. It's definitely getting better. Obviously they're doing that for a reason. They have, something that's telling them that is the best way to go about getting guys out and winning ball games. And so as a player, you just adjust and go with it,
But you always have to be, I can get anybody out. Lefty, righty.
Yeah,
is what I do.
Yeah, coming up, I was never just kind of a lefty specialist. So, you're kind of forced to face those righties. And if you want to survive and keep going up levels, then you got to figure out a way to get them out. And so I think that's helped, once they got rid of or once they added the 3-batter minimum, I think that's helped allow me to stay around a little bit, just being able to, limit righties a little bit, maybe more than the next, but yeah.
And in a game where everybody's trying to lift and you're trying to keep it on the ground, that plays to your strengths.
Yeah, I feel like there was a time, it's like there seems like there's just times when there's an influx of a certain type of pitch, and for a while it was like a slider, change up, and they started doing the high kind of rising fastball. And I feel like now I'm starting to see a lot more sinker ballers in there. So hopefully that doesn't become too popular and, we can kind of stay kind of this niche kind of situation. But yeah, trying to keep the ball on the ground and just limit damage and relying on my teammates. And that's really, the key to what I'm trying to do out there.
That's why I love having guys like you on, guys that have been around, because you've seen the trends, right? Everybody wanted to be a two-seamer. And then everybody started lifting. So everybody wanted to get back up to the four seam, pitch on at the top of the strike zone, what we call the rise, when we know it's not possible. But as the longer you could keep the ball up was a good thing. Well, then hitters started to adjust. Now we're seeing the transition back to the two-seamer.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch. It's a cat and mouse game that every
Absolutely.
so often keeps changing.
Yeah, absolutely. So you always want to stay ahead of that race. So hopefully, just keep. I don't know. Hopefully they don't make the adjustment anytime soon.
Talk about the key for certain veteran guys. We talked to McFarland about this. Guys have been around. Just what it's like to help young guys and young guys who are coming into the bullpen. And usually these guys are big velocity guys, but they've got to learn how to become bullpen guys to where you keep your body ready to go every single day. You got to be able to get up, be quick, get ready, be able to come in. Just the mental side of coming to the bullpen, be successful. How much do you work with younger players on that?
Yeah, I think, when I came up, that was a thing that I really appreciated was I had a good group of guys in the bullpen that were veterans that really helped me with just small details of just being a big leaguer, things that you don't really think about. And so when I see a lot of these young guys, they're all talented. They all want to be here. They're, none of them are shying away from, the big situations or the big moments in the game. And so for me, anytime, a small comment here just to kind of, a little bit of advice here or there, whether it's preparation or recovery or, things about the stadium, whatever it may be, just I really enjoy being able to, share some of that knowledge. And, I know for me when it was happening to me, just how impactful that was. And a lot of those guys that helped me, I'll never forget, them and some of the things they said to me early on that I still carry with me, day to day when I'm, getting ready for the game or just dealing with the ups and downs of the season. So those are the kind of things that I like to, maybe share. But other than that, kind of let the guys just do what they do and kind of, if I see something, maybe, share a little bit or something like that.
Well, there is part of the following the game from the bullpen and knowing who's going to be coming up, knowing who you may be. Well, maybe I need to start getting loose here, because some guys you've learned like they're down there and who knows what the hell they're doing. Then there's other guys who are like, they really understand this could be a situation. The phone may be ringing and it's my name.
Yeah. Well, yeah, a lot of times it happens, especially like that first time you get called up or, they're calling you up and it's like, you think that, hey, I might have a day to kind of get settled in a little bit here. It's like, hey, they just got a new toy. There's a good chance that they're going to be used today.
Get your tennis shoes off. Let's
go.
So,
you might be like, hey, this might be a situation where they might use you here. You might want to start, mentally thinking about that. And that way you're not, totally spooked or rattled when your name gets called.
Let's end on this. I know you got to go in and get ready, but just as a veteran guy, how do you stay with the young guys going, hey, I know we've lost 9 in a row. At one point we were 500. It's gone a little bit off the rails, but make sure everybody still is working hard. I saw a lot of fundamentals today. I don't know if were you out here early?
Yeah.
You saw everybody working on fundamentals. I mean, how do you make sure that you keep the train on the tracks?
Well, it's kind of like what I said earlier. There's really no way to get out of a rut besides just keep going at it. Just keep facing it head on. And like I said, we've had a lot of close games, and it's tough to win at the big leagues. It's tough to put a full game together where you're playing hitting, defense, pitching, all those kind of things. And even then, you still kind of need a little bit of a ball to bounce your way. So, like I said, I think just coming out and keeping your head up, doing the same things you're doing, keep working, and playing yourself out of a rut. Really, there's no other way around it.
Like having the veteran presence on the show. I
Thanks
appreciate it. Good luck to you. We got
it.
more coming up right here on A's Cast Live.
We're almost halfway through baseball season, and there's no better time to build your collection of Topps trading cards. Topps packs feature everything from top stars, rookies, game-used memorabilia, and autographs from players around the league, as well as special inserts and surprises. Visit your local hobby shop, retailers, and Topps.com to collect the newest product of the season, Topps Baseball Series 2. Follow @Topps on social media to join the conversation and start sharing your collection today.
This is Chris Townsend. I'm proud to announce our Year 2 partnership with Link Soul. They've changed my wardrobe, and they can do the same for you. And right now, their spring collection is fabulous. Natural fabrics and versatile styles, perfect for this time of the year. And they want to introduce their performance line for golf, premium for on-course apparel design and to keep you cool and drive. Check it all out, linksole.com. That's linksole.com. Remember, look good, play good.
Whether it's a midweek trip to the ballpark to catch a game or a weekend of baseball for the family, grab your tickets for an A's game this season. Secure your seats today for all the biggest matchups, fireworks, drone shows, giveaways, and more. Don't miss out on all the things happening this season.
Rose and Seth. It's a drive into center. It's deep, and Straw is back at the track. He will turn and watch it fly.
So grab yours now at athletics.com/tickets. That's athletics.com/tickets.
Hi, fans. This season, Kingsford Capital Management is the official hedge fund sponsor of the Oakland A's. At Kingsford, down to business is their way of seeing the world. Investing has its pitfalls, treacherous chasms of half-truth and despair. Kingsford's mission is to create opportunity through application of proven innovation and entrepreneurial focus with trust, tenacity, loyalty, and growth, establishing a strong reputation as a proven intended and validated bedrock of American finance. Kingsford Capital, down to business.
Ever wondered what a 30-foot tall pistachio looks like? A giant redwood or Big Sur? Chevron with Techron will be there to help you see them and tons of other places you have to see to believe. Because with unbeatable mileage and a clean engine, cars feel great. So next time you want to fill up on a little adventure, an awkward family photo, or a new commute to work, make sure to fill up at Chevron's along the way. Your car and your memories will thank you. Chevron with Techron, fueled by possibility.
If you haven't been to the Chicken Pie Shop in Walnut Creek, what are you waiting for? You're going to love the new menu, and it's a great place to watch all the games. Come taste their world-famous chicken pie that has been served in Southern California for 86 years. They have a new spring menu with special dishes and a full bar with new delicious spring cocktails. Spacious indoor and outdoor dining, perfect for your next corporate party or birthday celebration. Don't forget free parking. For more information, go to chickenpieshopwc.com. That's chickenpieshopwc.com.
If you're looking for a new mattress, Nest Bedding has you covered. Sleep on the same mattress Hall of Famer Ricky Henderson sleeps on. Nest Bedding is the #1 brand of online mattresses and the Bay Area's favorite mattress store. Take home the Easy Breather pillow. The New York Times calls it their #1 pick. You can navigate their easy-to-use website, nestbedding.com. That's nestbedding.com. Green and gold fans, use the coupon code Oakland and you'll get 10% off your entire order. Nest Bedding, love where you sleep.
Become an A's insider today. Visit athletics.com/newsletter and sign up to receive the latest team highlights, up-to-date news, features, and more, all delivered free to your inbox. That's athletics.com/newsletter.
Where does one community end and the next begin? Across the railroad tracks? On the other side of the river? Is it between the east side and the west side? At Comerica Bank, we believe it's all one community, and we're all part of it. That's why Comerica has invested over $20 million for affordable housing, financial education, and workforce development in lower-income communities. Because when we raise expectations for everyone, we all rise. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
With the sunshine returning, it's time for golf, and more golf at Cinnabar Hills Golf Club. Cinnabar Hills is also your destination for great food with their beautiful renovated restaurant and quality craft beer selection at their full bar. Featuring a grass driving range and 27 championship caliber holes, Cinnabar Hills Golf Club is the best public course in the Bay Area. For more information, go to cinnabarhills.com. That's cinnabarhills.com.
This is the place where you can dance like nobody's watching, win like nobody's business, and get away like you mean it. So what are you waiting for? Come join the party. Take that evening out and make it a night you'll never forget. This kind of action can't be beat.
Now back to A's Cast Live. Here's Chris Townsend.
It's the Dallas Braden Show. Dallas wants to sign autographs. You need us to go somewhere else. Whatever. Dallas Braden. Josh, you know Dallas?
I know Dallas a little bit.
Yeah,
We've met a couple times.
I mean, it's Dallas Braden. Whatever he wants to do, we just. You good? Okay. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Yeah.
We were just talking off the air, and I just learned because you used to be in Omaha
Uh-huh.
before you got the big gig here
Yep.
with the Royals.
Yep.
College World Series going on. Everybody's watching that on ESPN and ESPN2. One of the great events. I didn't realize back in the day for us old guys used to watch Rosenblatt Stadium, right, when Will the Thrill and Palmero were at Mississippi State, and here comes Ben McDonald with LSU. A lot of us who grew up on college baseball, one of the reasons why I wanted to play college baseball, that they used to kick the AAA team out for a month.
That's what I heard. So when I got to Omaha a couple of years ago in 2021, they play at Warner Park now. The broadcaster preceded me, Mark Nasser,
and that's
called games at Rosenblatt.
That's a ballpark they built specifically for the
Correct.
College World Series, right?
Well, Rosenblatt was the Omaha Royals
Yeah.
ballpark, and it was also the College World Series ballpark. They built Warner Park, which is now the Storm Chasers ballpark, and they also built what's now Charles Schwab Field. That's the home of the College World Series now, and these two ballparks are about 20 minutes from each other. But they were telling me, look, when I got to Omaha, I never saw Rosenblatt in person. The Rosenblatt that I saw was the little parking lot tribute that they set up right next to the zoo. In the parking lot of the zoo, they've got this kind of miniature replica of Rosenblatt Stadium. They still got the foul poles in the parking lot too.
But it's gone.
Yeah, it's gone. And yeah, when the College World Series came to town, the Omaha Royals would go out on like a 3-week road trip across the Pacific Coast League, and the entire front office would have to vacate the offices for the NCAA to come in and do all the things that they had to do. And so, yeah, it was like a month-long barnstorming tour for the Royals AAA team every late June, early July.
So, yeah, your wife's pretty, and I like your kids, but you got to take those pictures off the desk, and you're out of here.
Yeah, something like that. Something like
That's
that.
a great story. How are you? Things are going good, right?
Yeah, no complaints. Just finished up a weekend down at Dodger Stadium, and the Royals lost 2 out of 3, but, well, they won 1 out of 3, and that's a pretty good thing against a team like the Dodgers. And, I mean, this is a Royals team that comes into this series still 9 games above 500, very much not just competing, but contending, and just finished a stretch of 4 consecutive series against first-place teams. I mean, this team has been through a schedule gauntlet, and they come out the other end of this 4 consecutive series against first-place teams, 5-7 over that stretch. And if you want to widen it a little bit, it was 19 straight games against teams that are playoff contenders. We're talking Twins, Guardians, Mariners, Yankees, Dodgers. And in those 19 games, the Royals wound up at 7-12, which is pretty respectable against that kind of competition, especially at this juncture of the season. And so I think the Royals are feeling pretty good about how they were able to compete over the course of the last couple of weeks. And I think that there's a renewed and important focus that, yes, the schedule on paper lets up a little bit with what's coming up before the All-Star break, but these games count just as much. And given the way that they competed and how they kind of got through this recent gauntlet, there's some optimism that by the time we get to the All-Star break, this team is going to be in a really interesting position, both within the division and across baseball, and kind of leading up to the trade deadline. What that might look like, who's to say? But the Royals are very much going to be in the thick of it, I think.
And days off like yesterday are really key at this point in the season, not just for my man here riding the bike across the Golden Gate Bridge. I saw half of your team in Napa yesterday. But, yes, when you've gone through the gauntlet and you've gone through, it's nice as you got to see the wives, the girlfriends on the trip. Just talk about that. Like, you've played some really tough games. Nice to have just a day in the Bay Area. Not super hot, not wearing on your body. Just relax a little bit.
It was, you guys were here. It was beautiful yesterday. I mean, it was perfect weather. And coming from where it's really hot in Kansas City this time of year, and it was pretty hot down in L.A., even though it's a little bit milder and you got the nice breeze. Yesterday was perfect. And, like, if you're going to have an off day in the middle of a 3-city, 10-game road trip, might as well be here. You know, great city with a ton to offer. So, yeah, went across the Golden Gate Bridge, went over to Sausalito, had some ceviche, had an adult beverage or two, had a nice dinner. It's a great day. And it's a nice little reset, you know, before the back half of this road trip.
So I remember we were talking in spring training, right? Because all the teams in Arizona, we make sure we do the preview. Also with the teams in Florida, but because we're playing all of each other down spring training. You were optimistic. We knew that the Royals had spent money. What we didn't realize, it wasn't until we saw the graphic, it was like, do you know who spent the most money in free agency in the American League? Because obviously the Dodgers spent $1.2 billion.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, the Dodgers spent more on one player than I think the rest of baseball combined, or something like that.
But it was in the American League. It was Kansas City.
Yeah,
and just how nice is it for Kansas City? The commitment, the money, and it's paying off.
what was interesting, general manager J.J. Piccolo was on with Jason Stark and Doug Glanville on their podcast with The Athletic the other day, and he was kind of talking about how last year they felt that the team really underachieved. And the record is what it was, and the record is you are what your record says you are, sort of thing. That truism. And so there's no avoiding that, but I think that last year was very much two different seasons kind of combined into one. It was a completely different team by the time we got to mid to late July, early August than it was in April and May, when the Royals really dug themselves a hole record-wise and competitively. And so I think August and September, especially last year, September was a winning month, which is kind of a rare thing for a team that loses 106 games. That usually doesn't happen, that you're winning and playing better at the end of the year. But the Royals saw kind of the seeds get planted of what this team could be, and I think that gave them some courage and gave them some momentum to go out and target some free agents that they thought were going to be able to help the team and also fit within whatever constructs, budgetarily they were thinking. And, JJ was also talking about how kind of the chicken or the egg thing. Like, they had some preliminary conversations with Bobby Witt Jr., and it was kind of like, okay, what's going to come first? Are we going to sign some players to show him that we're building a team and we're winning here, and then he'll sign? Or are we going to sign him and then that'll attract free agents? And it turned out that they signed a bunch of free agents, and that in turn helped continue to make the case to Bobby and his representatives that Kansas City was a place that he already wanted to be long-term, but he also wants to win long-term. And now he sees the window here and sees what JJ and company are attempting to do and trying to do, and we're seeing it come to fruition right before our eyes. I mean, this is a very different team than the one that we saw last year. There are only seven players.
No doubt.
There are only 7 players that were on the 2023 opening day roster that were also on the 2024 opening day roster. 7. That's it. And, there are a lot of players that were on this year's opening day roster that showed up over the course of the second half of last season and proved that they belong in the big leagues. But I think what we're seeing from the Royals, and I'm going to paraphrase Bobby a little bit, something that he's been saying throughout this season, and something that he said to me recently. I kind of asked him, what's this been like, for you and for these guys to have this kind of momentum? And he said, we're proving ourselves right. And I think that's the crux of it, is like they expected to compete and contend the way they have. Just because baseball writ large might think of it as a surprise based on the way last year went doesn't mean that that's what they were thinking this entire time. And so, yeah, they're proving themselves right. And it's been fun to watch.
Seth Lugo, Padres last year, your thoughts when he came to Kansas City, and your thoughts now, Seth Lugo in Kansas City.
Well, I mean, I'll be honest.
You can't tell me they're the same.
I'll be honest. So I got to spend a little bit of time with Seth when he was at the Mets in 2022, and I filled in doing some games there. So saw what he was capable of out of the bullpen, and we saw, what he was capable of as a starter with San Diego last year. I thought at the time, it was one of the more savvy free agent signings across the board. I mean, starting pitchers are very expensive, and Seth Lugo and the contract that the Royals gave him, that was a very good contract, I think, for both the Royals and for Seth. I don't think that there was an expectation that he was going to be not just one of the aces of this team, but one of the best pitchers in the American League. But I think that what that contract has allowed him to do is pitch freely. I mean, I'm opining now, but for the first thing about it this way, Chris, for the first time in his career, he's not pitching to hold on to a spot in a bullpen in the biggest market in the country. The first time in his career, he's not pitching as a starter to prove himself as a starter. He's already done both of those things. Now he has the longest, most secure contract of his career to date. And I think that allows him a little bit of freedom to go out there and pitch and get outs and throw strikes and not necessarily worry about proving this or proving that, but really just tinkering with all the things that he does. And I mean, watching him pitch is so much fun. I mean, you'll see him, I think Wednesday. No, what's today?
Yeah,
Tuesday?
we got him third game of the series, right?
Today's
Thursday.
Tuesday. Thursday. Yeah, you'll see him Thursday.
You had an off day.
Yeah. What are days of the week anyway?
You're throwing it back at Sausalito.
It's either an off day or a game day or a getaway day. Those are the only 3 that exist during the summer. I mean, you'll see with Seth. I mean, he goes real quick. He calls his own pitches on the pitch comm. This is the way I've described him this year. The dude is a craftsman. Like, it is so much fun watching him pitch and watching him think through the puzzle of the game and solve it in real time. He is a craftsman among craftsmen.
I get tired of all the talk about all the hot shot guys. All right, Bobby Witt Jr. Yes, Salvador Perez.
Yeah.
Has been incredible this year. Would he sit with runners in scoring position? We know about him leadership. He's catching a lot again. Bobby Witt, we'll get to that, but Salvador Perez this year, unreal.
A revelation. a revelation. And that's not to discount what he did last year or the year before that. I mean, heck, it's just a few years ago he led the majors, or at very least the American League, in home runs and RBIs. Like, this is in him. What we're seeing this year, I think, is noteworthy in one specific statistic. He's more than doubled his career walk rate this year. He is laying off pitches, and he is walking at a rate that we have never seen from him before. And I think that informs you a little bit about what his understanding of this team is, that in the past, he might have been forced to be more of a free swinger, knowing that if he didn't do damage, there might not necessarily be someone else in the lineup that was going to do damage the way that he was going to do damage. And I think now there's a conscious effort to lay off those sliders down in a way that used to get him a good amount, because he'll take the walk and the guy behind him is going to drive him in. And there's more confidence in that because of the team that's been built around him. And I think that competitiveness and also the results have fueled this resurgence of Salvador Perez. I also think a good part of it is understanding that he's at the back half of his career. And look, this is my opinion. Dude's a Hall of Famer. We're talking about a Hall of Famer in Salvador Perez. And I know that there are some people out there that'll look at the numbers and say that, oh, it's fringe because of this counting stat or another stat. But dude's been with one team his entire career, face of the franchise, World Series champ, World Series MVP. He's about to be an all-star for the 9th time in his career as a catcher, which is something that very few catchers have ever done. All the while, 5-time Gold Glover, 4-time Silver Slugger. Like, he's got the accolades and he's got the pedigree. And I think understanding that, like, he's now also building out his Hall of Fame case in the back half of his career. And I think that's also propelling him to perform at the level that he's performed. He's a joy. He is a joy. I think about it this way. Bobby Witt Jr. is the Royals' superstar. Salvador Perez is the Royals' superhero. And I think that's the tandem that's carrying this team.
Superhero on us.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this. A huge pet peeve for me is when people get the future Hall of Famer call when they're not really a future Hall of Famer. I will agree with you. I looking at his career, obviously, I think once Joe Mauer got in, we're kind of re-looking the way we look at catchers. And you look at, he's been an offensive force. He's been the best player. He's been the MVP. He's been huge in postseason. And continuing to be offensive like this, because this is where Buster Posey fell off. Now, his last year was pretty decent.
His peak was amazing.
But he fell off.
Sure.
You're looking at a guy, and unfortunately, a lot of these catchers, they fall off. He's not falling off.
It's a demanding position.
He's not falling off.
Think about Joe Mauer. He moved to first base.
Yeah.
Not a fault of his own.
Not a fault
of his own, but he finished his career at first base. And I think that you make a great point about Joe Mauer getting, I think that opens the door a little bit more. I mean, is anybody arguing that Yadier Molina is a Hall of Famer or not? Yadier Molina is a Hall of Famer. And if Yadi's a Hall of Famer, that's not taking anything away from him. One of the best ever. But I think that also opens the door a little bit for Salvador Perez, who has done a lot of the same things that Yadi has. Yadi considered one of the best defensive catchers of his era. Salvi is one of the best offensive catchers of his era, and also a 5-time Gold Glover at the same time.
All right, so we are in an age probably of the greatest crop of shortstops ever. The athleticism, we've always known that the best kids play shortstop, but then we move them always. It's like they've all stayed at shortstop, and it's amazing the guys we thought that were the top 10 at the start of the year are not even at the top 10 at the start of the year. I mean, it's amazing the talent at shortstop. I was asked Gunnar or Bobby. I chose Bobby, but yet Gunner's on pace for 50.
The right answer. It's the right answer.
Gunner's on pace, but so
it's the right answer.
Tell me why I said Bobby Witt. I'm taking Bobby Witt.
Yeah.
Bobby Witt does everything. His father's a former A, by the way.
That's the reason why.
Give me tell everybody why I'm right.
First of all, it's Chris Townsend. Of course he's right.
Thank you very much, Lazy.
Here's why you're right. And I'm going to quote you. He does everything. And that's not to say that Gunnar Henderson doesn't do everything, because he does. He's an extraordinary player. But if you look at pretty much every single category, I'm talking offensive category, defensive category, base running category, it's Bobby and then it's Gunnar, with the exception of home runs. Gunnar Henderson hits way more home runs and therefore has a higher slugging percentage as well.
Easier
in every other
ballpark.
category.
Easier ball for a left-handed hitter.
For a left-handed hitter, sure.
Yeah,
sure.
Because Kansas City still, it's not when like George Brett and Balboni played, but it's still pretty deep.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Kauffman Stadium's a pitcher's park.
Yeah.
Camden Yards is a hitter's park if you're left-handed, and if you're right-handed,
Center over now.
Good luck. Good luck with Baltimore out there. But Bobby is still leading the American League in batting average. Yeah. He has the most hits in the American League. He has the most multi-hit games in all of baseball. He is the best defender at shortstop by outs above average. He is the fastest base runner in the league. He's got, I think, the strongest throwing arm at shortstop in all of baseball. Gunnar might be right up there with him. But the point is, you think about 5-tool players in baseball. You think about the total package. Bobby Witt Jr. checks every single box. He can hit for average. He can hit for power. He can throw. He can run. He can defend. And he does it all better than any other shortstop in baseball, period. That's why he's the answer.
I know we got to let you go. You got to get ready, and we appreciate the time. This is the last time we have you, right?
Yeah.
Central. It's competitive as heck. Mm-hmm. Stephen Vogt, our old guy there.
Yeah, he's doing
Cleveland.
A great job.
Minnesota's crazy. They either win 12 or lose 9. I mean, they're all over the board.
See, but it's those kinds of teams that get dangerous in October. Because they can go on our heater.
You all three could be in the postseason.
It's possible.
Who wins the Central?
It's possible. I mean,
all right, that's okay.
I mean, it says Kansas City right there, so I want to continue to do my job. So I'm going to say the Royals.
That's fair.
I'll say this about the Guardians because Royals and Guardians played for the first time like 2 weeks ago. And
that's crazy.
Yeah, crazy, right?
We haven't played the Angels yet.
That's bonkers. That's bonkers. You'll play them.
I think.
Yeah.
They're on the schedule.
They're on the schedule. So Royals, they played a 3-game series, wound up being 2 games because 1 game got rained out. And they split. And what the Guardians have that the Royals don't right now is a complete lockdown bullpen. The Guardians bullpen is unreal. My question, and I don't want to poke the bear, but is it sustainable? They've got a lot of guys in the bullpen making a lot of appearances and throwing a lot of innings, and it's a long season. And those are the sorts of things that tend to fizzle at some point down the stretch, and that only holds strong for so long. Now, the Royals, they're going to need to go out and get some bullpen help. I think that's going to be a focus at the trade deadline. But I think that, right now the Guardians definitely have the edge. I'll say this. I'd rather be in second place right now. You'd rather be the chaser than the chasee, I think. And I think that it's going to come down to the wire between those two, and the Twins are not going away quietly.
He spread the seed of doubt. I like it. Hey, good luck to you.
Thank you.
And we're going to be calling later in the season when you guys are going to the playoffs.
Yeah, for sure.
We got more coming up next right here on A's Cast Live.
We're almost halfway through baseball season, and there's no better time to build your collection of Topps trading cards. Topps packs feature everything from top stars, rookies, game-used memorabilia, and autographs from players around the league, as well as special inserts and surprises. Visit your local hobby shop, retailers, and Topps.com to collect the newest product of the season, Topps Baseball Series 2. Follow @Topps on social media to join the conversation and start sharing your collection today.
Where does one community end and the next begin? Across the railroad tracks? On the other side of the river? Is it between the east side and the west side? At Comerica Bank, we believe it's all one community, and we're all part of it. That's why Comerica has invested over $20 million for affordable housing, financial education, and workforce development in lower-income communities. Because when we raise expectations for everyone, we all rise. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Whether it's a midweek trip to the ballpark to catch a game or a weekend of baseball for the family, grab your tickets for an A's game this season. Secure your seats today for all the biggest matchups, fireworks, drone shows, giveaways, and more. Don't miss out on all the things happening this season.
Throws and set. It's a drive into center. It's deep, and Straw is back at the track. He will turn and watch it fly.
So grab yours now at athletics.com/tickets. That's athletics.com/tickets.
Hi, fans. This season, Kingsford Capital Management is the official hedge fund sponsor of the Oakland A's. At Kingsford, down to business is their way of seeing the world. Investing has its pitfalls, treacherous chasms of half-truth and despair. Kingsford's mission is to create opportunity through application of proven innovation and entrepreneurial focus with trust, tenacity, loyalty, and growth, establishing a strong reputation as a proven intendant and validated bedrock of American finance. Kingsford Capital, down to business.
A's Cast Live continues from Ricky Henderson Field. Here's Chris Townsend.
Friday, everybody. Friday. Satchel Paige bobblehead. He was 59 years old in 80 days. The oldest player ever to appear in a major league box score.
He pitched well that day, I think.
59.
I think he pitched like 3 good innings.
I mean, 59.
I hope I'm looking that good at 59.
I mean, yeah, 59. I mean, so that's Friday. Friday, as a, September 25th, 1965. Obviously, this is the Kansas City Athletics. Charlie Finley up against the Boston Red Sox. Unbelievable. 59.
He pitched in Rickwood, so that's happening this week too.
Yeah, just an amazing story. Satchel Paige. And I'm glad he got into the Hall of Fame. You think of his career as an ambassador of the game, everything he did for the game of baseball, everything that he saw, everything that went against him, and still loved the game, still promoted the game.
Yeah.
And once again,
59.
59 years old in 80 days, being on the mound against the Boston. What would that be? I mean, what would that be like if a 59-year-old
struck you out?
Went to the mound today? Like, how many
he's facing Yaz.
Yeah.
Yaz got a double at least, I guess.
Can you imagine, like, what would the cameras be? What would it be like?
Focusing in on all your wrinkles.
I mean, what if that modern day baseball, all of a sudden we have a 59-year-old going out to the mound? Everybody be wigging out.
Yeah, the cameras would be out.
How are you?
Doing good.
What are you hot on right now? Eno Sarris from The Athletic, by the way, our baseball columnist, our national baseball columnist here on A's Cast Live.
Well, I just had a great 20-minute interview with Seth Lugo, and it was amazing because we talked about everything from why the Mets didn't want him to start and why they didn't want him to throw the sinker to why he now throws 8 pitch types. He's tied with Chris Bassett as the 2 guys who throw the most pitch types in baseball right now. And how that sort of fits in with his pitching philosophy, and also what that has to do with why offense is down around the league.
It is down?
It is down.
It's just not the A's?
May was like the lowest slugging percentage since the 80s.
Really?
For a May, yeah.
All right, Eno Sarris. I mean, where are we? Like baseball, where we are, promote the game, and everything's like someone earlier today on Sirius XM, they said, is Paul Skeens now much watched? Is he must watch? And you go, well, they only had 20,000 there, so it's like, how do we trying to promote the game? Like having record low offense is not a good way to go about it.
Yeah, no. But we're not doing a terrible job. Here's I have some evidence is, so they had Snoop Dogg in the booth in Milwaukee for an inning, and what was so cool about listening to Snoop Dogg was that he did not know everything about the game, and he was coming to it with fresh eyes, like somebody who knew how baseball was played, but didn't know all the players and didn't know all the trends, and he had a lot of fun with it. And he was watching Ellie De La Cruz, and he was like, oh, no, he can't get this guy. He doesn't have an arm like that. And he's like, whoa, he does have an arm like that. He's got a rocket in his pocket, and like he's Snoop, so he made it funny. But, you can look at this game and see athleticism on display that I'm not trying to denigrate what has come before, but there's some primo athletes. We're reaching,
no doubt about
we're
it.
reaching further to find these athletes. They're taller, they're faster, they throw harder. Some of that has led to maybe some of the soft skills, like making contact, 2-strike approaches, some of that stuff. Like maybe some of that has fallen away because we've focused so much on the athleticism, throwing hard, hitting hard. Maybe we've lost some of the soft skills, but there's still a lot to like about the game today.
Well, we were just talking about with Bobby Witt Jr. in town. This is the greatest crop of shortstops we've ever seen.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Easily.
And some of them are 6'6", 6'9".
You
Like,
got
when did you saw a 6'9" shortstop?
Ellie De La Cruz up against O'Neill Cruz right now in Pittsburgh up against Cincinnati.
Yeah, and I think that they're running harder, throwing harder, hitting the ball harder, and that was something that came out of the players poll. One thing that we asked a bunch of players was, what annoys you the most or something, and one of them they said was older players telling us that we're just not as good at hitting anymore, that it's like our fault that the offense is down.
Well, whose fault is it?
They're saying pitchers are better these days.
Are they really better?
I think so.
Why are they better?
So I've come
other
on
than
this show,
throwing harder.
That's part of it. But I've come on this show also and talked about Stuff Plus, which is my stat that looks at the different shapes of a pitch, right? And tries to tell you this shape and this spin is good, right? So Stuff Plus is now kind of permeating throughout the league. More and more teams have it. I would say almost every team has their own version now. And if you have that, what you end up doing is looking at all of your pitchers' pitches through the lens of this optimization, this sort of analytics optimization culture where it's like each of your pitches needs to be the best it can possibly be. So it's not just I'm throwing hard. It's now I'm throwing hard with this devastating curveball that matches my fastball perfectly and has the same spin. And I'm throwing a sweeper off that to throw you off balance. And, oh, by the way, now I've got 3 fastballs instead of 1. And so I'm never going to throw the wrong fastball to the wrong hitter. I've got options for every hitter. I mean, there's this sort of analytics-based optimization of the pitcher that goes beyond just
counter
velocity.
that.
What's that?
I can counter that. That, ladies and gentlemen, is called the outlier. He gave you the best case scenario. Let me step in and tell you that last year we had 863 pitchers used, the most in the history of baseball.
So they can't all be good.
And then now we are going to average almost 1,000 pitchers this year. So you're going to tell me, and as you even tweeted, the AAA's been ransacked for anybody who's any good. We're using more human beings than ever before to pitch. You can't tell me they all have devastating sliders with sweepers off this and that. That's garbage. You're giving me the outlier. You're giving me the very top 5% or whatever of Stuff Plus. The majority of these guys aren't that. So once again, I ask you, why is offense down?
Well, the ball is not quite traveling as much as it did before, but it's not all on the ball. You can't blame it all on the ball. So I don't have any more other examples of what it is. One thing that you did mention, though, is if you consider the young hitter coming through the minors, right? If AAA has been ransacked, and it does, there's a lot of evidence that it has been, what you're creating is a bigger gulf between the minors and the majors. You used to have more major league quality pitchers in the minors that were working their way up. Now it seems because you have to fill 1,000 seats at the major league level, you're just pulling those guys out. So what happens if you're a minor league hitter, you get to AAA, you think the world is your oyster, and every hit you hit is a double. You know what I mean? And then you get to the big leagues, and then you actually hit more of the pitch design guys and more of the guys who are better.
See, that's the problem with the pitch design guys. We have more guys than ever before, so it's like Vince and Johnny and Ken will be. It's the big leagues, and I go, wait a minute. The majority of the guys that you're going to face in baseball now pitched in the minor leagues this season.
It's not getting to a majority. It can't be.
863 guys last year.
Not out of the minors.
Where did they all come from?
Well, some of them were major league veterans.
Yeah, but a lot of them came from the minors.
Yeah.
And if we have almost 1,000 pitchers this year, pitch for 30 teams, where do they all come from?
Yeah.
It's just pure data. We love data. Right? I know you don't love the data that I bring, but if I'm looking
I'm also saying that data and tech is on the side of run prevention. And
I
the more
agree.
data and tech we have, the
but
more
we
runs
can't
we prevent.
say, if I say, and I asked Judy Babb, is there really 863 guys last year qualified to throw Major League Baseball? The answer is no. We saw the A's and the Angels out here use a career high 65 and 64 players in a season. So if we're using all this huge, crazy amount, not everybody can have Stuff Plus, great fastballs, great sliders, and sweepers. It's just not possible.
Yeah.
The more players you use, I get it. The best of the best, yes. But even the best of the best are giving me less.
Okay, I have one last answer for you. The values of the front offices are different than the values of the players.
Ooh, that's interesting.
We've said this before.
That's interesting.
That the values of the front office is different than the values of the players. It's really different from the values of the fans. So I think the way that this came up to me was George Springer was talking to me. And he's like, let's take batting average off the board. Can we take batting average off the board? And he's like, I like to hit for batting average. I would like to hit for batting average, but I think hitting is harder than it's ever been. And I don't think batting average captures how good of a hitter I've been this year. And it's up on the board. Now you have fans who've been fans for decades, right? And I've had this argument before. I don't think batting average is a great indicator of talent, but it is an indicator of talent. And if you've been a fan of the game for 30 years, you definitely think batting average is an indicator of talent. Like the longer you've been a fan, the more you think 300. You know, like 300 is this big number. So you come to the here, and then they put the batting average up on the board, and the front office doesn't really care about it. The player increasingly doesn't care about it, and it's increasingly lower and lower. That's one of the biggest things that's true all the time, because more strikeouts, batting average goes down. So the fans think, why is everyone hitting 220? You know, the front office thinks, well, he's got a 330 OBP and he's got a 450 slugging. I'm fine with that. I don't care about the 220, you know, but there is a disconnect there between the fans, somewhat the players, and definitely the front offices.
That's fascinating. I never thought about that. So the values of the front office, the values of the players, and then the values of, most importantly, the fans.
And the scoreboard is where we fight over this. Because some places you might notice this when you travel, you go to different places, the scoreboard will have, some of them now have exit velocity on it. And some of them have expected stats and adjusted stats, OPS plus. And some places are going deeper into what the front offices are thinking and
less of what because most fans don't give a crap about that.
Right. Yeah, that's true. I mean, even as a guy who is a nerd, I would say that most fans would probably look up at that and be like, what's that?
And whenever I say baseball nerd, I say I get it from you, so not if anybody. Eno says baseball nerd, not me. Eno says baseball nerd.
I love it. I sometimes there's some guy right now yelling at me on Twitter, calling me a nerd, and I'm like, yes.
It is what it is. Yeah. It's a great way to diffuse it. I get it. I'm a baseball nerd. Yeah. But you sent me that tweet from the guy who said, I'm going to take all the stats of all the things that show you the most important thing to scoring runs.
You said batting average was not as low as you'd expect, but it was pretty low.
It was top 10.
No.
Yeah, it was top 10 on the list.
Was it?
Yes.
But way more powerful as OPS.
By 4 slots. I thought it would be way down. It was way higher. It was way higher than barrels.
Yeah. Well, barrels is a very specific thing. It's just predicting power. It doesn't tell you how good of a hitter you are.
So my question would be, is it an exciting game? So if front offices say what front offices like and what players like is basically for a fan less exciting because it's more balls put in play. They don't care about strikeouts, but strikeouts, as we've seen with the A's, is less balls put in play.
Yeah.
So the game that they want to play is less exciting for the fans.
But there's also a question in there for the media because we are the ambassadors for the game. That's why I brought up Snoop. Snoop comes in there and appreciates the athleticism and appreciates these things.
But does he want to see 12 punch-outs for each team?
It would be interesting if we got the whole game of Snoop. Would he by the end be like, God, why are there all these strikeouts?
Because I know this. The NFL, right? The number one game in our country now. We used to be the number one game.
They don't sit there belly aching about CTE or this or that.
No, but you know what they do? They put rules so they score more touchdowns because offense rules. NBA.
And we did that for one. So I think that's why the data and tech favors run prevention. That's the biggest argument for me because the baseball did try to put some rules in to favor offense, right? And it worked for 1 year. And then all the data and tech just adjusted and went back to where we were before.
What was the rule?
Oh, the anti-shift, the pitch clock, a lot of those things are pro offense.
See, the anti-shift thing, I see shortstops hanging at second base all the time.
Anyway,
yeah. I mean, to me, if you really want to anti-shift, you need to put 2 lines and say, second base, you guys can't pass this until after the pitch.
Yeah, they've talked about having a reverse pie slice like
yes,
a
something like
slice
that. Yeah.
that kind of, if you continue the baselines out, they can't stand in that area. Honestly, though, outfield shifts have been more effective than infield shifts.
Everything's in the air.
At removing base hits. So the next thing, and this might really piss off people, is circles in the outfield. You want to see that?
I want to see offense. Like I'm tired of seeing strikeouts.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever we need to do to make the game faster, better pace, more action. Like we're faster now because we forced you with a clock.
Right.
I'd like to see I want to see the ball moving around. I want to see.
You know
we
how
see a
baseball,
lot of strikeouts.
You know how baseball was originally intended? Like the way it really started out? It was a gentleman's game or whatever. But the idea was, I'd like the ball here, please. And the whole idea was, I'm going to put the ball in play, and then the game is if you get me out or not. It was based on putting the ball in play. It was really just the advent of the strikeout that led us to this moment where we sort of, that we've been on, that was strikeout rates of 8% league wide.
Yeah.
Back in the 1880s to 23% now.
Let's blow people's mind. You have a piece coming out on Friday about how hard.
Nope. That's coming up in the future.
Okay, that's coming in the
future.
future.
I'm writing something about how hard physically a human can throw. But this Friday, you'll see some of these insights we've been talking about in terms of why the game is where it is. Between me and Jason Stark, we got a collaboration coming out.
It's mind-blowing. Okay, I don't want to blow the piece, but we can just say it's mind-blowing how hard humans may be able to throw.
Yeah, there is one answer to that question that really
mind-blowing. Like 103?
No. Keep going.
103 would be like going the speed limit in like the slow lane.
Yeah, I had a really fun time.
Were you shocked by the number? We're not going to give you the number.
But I was shocked by it. I had a really good time talking to Ben Joyce and Mason Miller about it. And one thing that Mason Miller was pointing out was how big of a kid he is and how big Chapman is. They're the two of the three hardest throwing people of our lifetime. And that is part of it, because one of the things that you can do to create velocity is one of the things that's really correlated is how much power you put into the ground with your front leg. And so there's something about that. You're blocking, you put force in the ground, you get force back, and that allows you to kind of spin around it.
Because you're copying golf again. I tell you all the time.
That's force plate analysis straight out of golf.
I've tried to tell all of you, and I know you guys hate when this golf stuff's been going on a lot longer because they're selling equipment.
Yeah.
So they've always been ahead. But golf has taught us that the weight that goes in forces the body to.
Yeah.
And it's a
very similar process.
It's a very similar. So we've learned so much in baseball from golf.
Yeah. So Mason Miller was talking force plates with me. I was like, this is the edge of your nerddom. I can tell, Mason Miller. But he was good. He was enjoying it.
Are you shocked by anything anymore?
What do you mean?
Like you hear something, you go, wow.
Yeah, that number was pretty shocking.
Well, first of all, that.
I actually think
the number's mind-blowing.
I actually think that 1,000 number you're talking about is pretty mind-blowing. I mean, that's a lot of people. It's a lot of people. And it's due to, it's basically an injury number. That's an injury number, right? That's a number due to injury.
So we were playing with it, because I asked Vince Catronia what was his first full year, and it was 1998 was his first full year.
How many pitches? Well, there was some expansion since then, or no?
No.
94 was
first full year. 94. I don't have it. It was like 500 and something.
Yeah.
So we've increased from 1998 till now over 300
with
pitchers
the same
a year.
amount of teams.
Same amount of teams.
Yeah.
And now we're going to blow by that. So we're just going to keep blowing by that.
Yeah.
We're at 662 pitchers used in baseball as
Already.
of today. That's not including the games that are going on.
Today.
You can't on-pace it because some of those pitchers will stay. It won't keep going on pace.
Yeah,
you can't be like, it's half the season's going to be 1,200. But that's a lot. 660 was 800 last year. We're going to go past 800.
Well, and in the heyday of 1998, the greatest team ever, the New York Yankees, that year there was like 500 something.
Yeah.
The amount of players we are using is insane, and the amount of pitchers.
Crazy.
So that's when I agree with you that certain guys can have stuff plus, and you said the slider and then the sweeper.
Well, some of those will, but some of the story also is you're pushing them to the limits of their physicality, so they're blowing out, and that's why you need another one, and you need another one. You're sort of chewing them up.
But correct, like running backs. But the only problem is you run out of guys who are really quality, so that's why I go to offense is down. but we can't say that our 8,000 guys who are coming into the game are the greatest pitchers. And
Well,
as
maybe
you
offense
mentioned,
will sort of take off from here because
but it's
there's
not. We know
more.
it's not. That's the problem. We know we're in an era or a time where they're not scoring a lot of runs, so slug matters more than ever before.
Right. Yeah, that's partially why slug matters more now than it used to.
Because you're not scoring as many runs.
So you need the big hit.
But I don't. You know what I don't like? I don't like players going, "I strike out, so what?" Because then it's almost like it's like an easy, "I fail, so what?" Because the matter. I say it, watching quick pitch every night on MLB
But you're
Network.
going to fail. Baseball's a game of failure.
Yeah, but putting the ball in play
should be seen as a win. Even if it's an out.
I can defend a strikeout. I can always defend a strikeout. Nothing. I put the ball in play. Anything can happen.
Right. No, that's why we've done strikeouts. But
they're striking out so much and not putting the ball in play. It's a problem.
Should feel that.
But as George Springer would tell you, I don't care if I strike out, and I don't care about my batting average. I just care about X, Y, and Z. But if I look at his year, I bet if I looked at his numbers, I'd be like, I can find some find some issues with the season you're having, and a few more hits might help.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it's tough. I know it's a game, but the fact that strikeouts are as high as they are, I mean, whenever your offense is going down in a sport, I don't think that's ever good, especially in a time where everybody lives off this. You only have so much to grab your audience.
Attention span has gone down since the advent of that.
Right. So if you're telling me it's more strikeouts, it's less scoring, I don't know how you're telling me that's how you compete against the NFL and the NBA.
Yeah.
But that's why you're the baseball nerd and you need to figure it out.
Yeah.
I don't have to have the answers. I just have questions.
To some extent, I'm confident that baseball is thinking about these things. Theo Epstein is on top of this a little bit. He's the kind of guy who's thinking about circles in the outfield, thinking about different.
You like the mound being put back?
I kind of think the mound needs to go back. There are some potential side effects. There is a bizarro world in which you move the mound back and put automated balls and strikes in, and you lose offense because you could start getting these sort of Sergio Romo sweepers and these Rich Hill curveballs that just nick a little bit of the zone, make the light go burr, and then hit the plate and are just basically almost unhittable pitches.
You're nay or yay on ABS.
I do not like ABS. Also, if you just look, when they implemented ABS in the minor leagues, strikeouts went through the roofs and walks went through the roofs and balls in play went down. So I don't think it's going to happen.
We're just doomed. Like nothing we do.
Moving the mound back by itself could be interesting. People talk about injury. I'm not sure it'd be more injury. They would still be trying to throw it hard, but it'd be effectively less hard.
Fact.
And why didn't we change the mound before because of this exact issue?
We lowered the mound
because they were
dominating.
The year of the pitcher and they were just dominating. Yeah, so why not play with the mound again?
But I don't know if it's pitchers are so dominating versus the hitters.
I think it's the pitchers.
Their style of play I could sit here and say, I watched the same guy swing no matter what the count, no matter what the pitch, the approach.
A swing.
It's one swing. And anybody will tell you it's one swing, to where yesteryear guys had different swings.
C swing.
I'm choking up. I'm making contact versus same guy just strike out.
Yeah.
Strikeout.
Mark Trumbo told me once, I would rather swing and miss on a third pitch than put a ball in play, get a double play, innings over. If I swing and miss, it's one out. The next guy comes up and maybe he hits a homer. That's kind of the modern philosophy.
Yeah, or I hit it and the guy throws it into right field trying to do the double play and we score multiple runs.
Right.
I can defend a strikeout,
Yeah.
right? I mean, I'm telling you, if you watch the highlight show Quick Pitch, which I think they do a great job on MLB Network, they show you
fewer and fewer balls in play to see.
You'd be amazed how many balls that are just Texas leaguers that win games.
Yeah.
How many dribblers Texas leaguers win because the ball's put in play?
It's a lottery ticket out
You
there.
you strike out, it is what it is.
Yeah.
All right, you got some big stories coming up.
Yeah, these will be fun.
Athletic. Subscribe to The Athletic. That's my man, Eno Sarris. They do the best job covering baseball. The podcast that you guys have.
Rates and barrels.
Even they're competing against us. I promote it because they do such a great job. And The Athletic, I'm up for the football coverage, the basketball coverage. How's the hockey coverage?
There's far less, but good.
Well, there should be far less.
Yeah.
Florida's winning the Stanley Cup tonight. The Cup's going back to Florida.
Oh, did you know my NBA team won the title?
Yeah.
I own a half percentage of the Boston Celtics.
Oh, dude.
I
have to talk about that.
Congratulations.
Are they going to give you the ring when we're in Fenway?
Yeah, we're going to get a ring.
I am one of the owners of the Boston Celtics. Is it fact?
It's a fact. I've seen the.
I will
I've
show
seen the
you.
letter.
I inherited it. Yes, it's worth nothing, but I am an owner of the Boston Celtics. My NBA team won a title yesterday. You are the best, my friend.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you soon, and then Friday the big article.
Yep.
And then after that, soon to come, mind-blowing. It's going to be mind-blowing.
Yeah.
All right, coming up next, A's baseball. A's up against the Kansas City Royals right here on A's Cast and the A's Radio Network. This is Chris Townsend. I'm proud to announce our Year 2 partnership with Link Soul. They've changed my wardrobe, and they can do the same for you. And right now, their spring collection is fabulous. Natural fabrics and versatile styles, perfect for this time of the year. And they want to introduce their performance line for golf, premium for on-course apparel design, and to keep you cool and dry. Check it all out, linksoul.com. That's linksoul.com. Remember, look good, play good.
Where does one community end and the next begin? Across the railroad tracks? On the other side of the river? Is it between the east side and the west side? At Comerica Bank, we believe it's all one community, and we're all part of it. That's why Comerica has invested over $20 million for affordable housing, financial education, and workforce development in lower-income communities. Because when we raise expectations for everyone, we all rise. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Being a Chevron car these days has been quite the adventure. Miami to Seattle, ocean to ocean. I've stopped at so many states and collected so many bumper stickers. Sometimes I feel like a moving passport book. It's just so great what I can do with Chevron with Techron, because it gives me unbeatable mileage and keeps my engine clean. Plus, there are so many Chevrons along the way. Now the only thing I'm worried about is where to go next and where to put all my new bumper stickers. Chevron with Techron, fueled by possibility.
We're almost halfway through baseball season, and there's no better time to build your collection of Topps trading cards. Topps packs feature everything from top stars, rookies, game-used memorabilia, and autographs from players around the league, as well as special inserts and surprises. Visit your local hobby shop, retailers, and Topps.com to collect the newest product of the season, Topps Baseball Series 2. Follow @Topps on social media to join the conversation and start sharing your collection today.
If you haven't been to the Chicken Pie Shop in Walnut Creek, what are you waiting for? You're going to love the new menu, and it's a great place to watch all the games. Come taste their world-famous chicken pie that has been served in Southern California for 86 years. They have a new spring menu with special dishes and a full bar with new delicious spring cocktails. Spacious indoor and outdoor dining, perfect for your next corporate party or birthday celebration. Don't forget free parking. For more information, go to chickenpieshopwc.com. That's chickenpieshopwc.com.
This has been a presentation of the Oakland Athletics.